Budget 2021. The Chancellor described it as a budget for protecting the jobs and livelihoods of the British people. And as a budget being delivered whilst the country is still very much in the throes of a pandemic, with massive government borrowing to be repaid, it was never going to be a pensions giveaway. But what are the key aspects? Well, first of all, the Coronavirus Job Retention Scheme, to give it its Sunday name, or the furlough scheme as most of us call it, has been extended. It's been extended until September and possibly a bit longer for some targeted sectors. Now, what this means for pensions is, if you're in a workplace pension scheme, you maybe see your pension contributions continue, you're likely to see them continue, but based on the lower earnings through the furlough scheme than your full earnings. Now, if we move on to state pensions, well, it's increased in line with the triple lock as expected. So the new state pension will rise in April from £175.20 up to £179.60, with the old state pension rising up to £137.60. Personal allowance, the amount that you can earn before paying tax, will rise in April to £12,570 and then freeze until 2026. And the higher rate threshold will rise to £50,270, with sums above this being taxed at a higher rate. It's a slightly different threshold in Scotland. And then we see your pensions and savings thresholds all being frozen. Now, when we talk about freezing things like alcohol and fuel duty in the budget, most people see that as a good thing, as it won't cost more to buy fuel, for example. But when it comes to pensions and savings, it tends to be less good. So IHT nil rate bands are frozen. ISA limits are frozen at £20,000 a year, and the pension lifetime allowance has been frozen at £1.073 million. Now, all these limits are being frozen until 2026. The benefits you take from your pension above the lifetime allowance will be taxed at up to 55%. And this might affect people close to or above the lifetime allowance. For example, those in generous final salary schemes looking to retire and start taking their benefits in the next couple of years. So if I was to sum up what this budget means for pensions in a film, it would be Frozen. Not Frozen 1 or Frozen 2, but Frozen 2026.